Now, in this part, we will be focusing on the clouds, or yes, in the clouds first, so that we could see what should we fix here. So first of all, pretty obvious, we should fix this one because the clouds ends in a sharp edge here, so we don't like that. We want our clouds to be just inside of the plane. So yeah, let's we could do this, but of course if we reduce the, so yeah, we could just set the location. And yes, this is good now. Next, so now that we're good here, let's test the mix here. Alright. Or what if we reduce this? So yes, become more transparent. Now that it works like that, we could now focus on the other variety of clouds. So deploy once again, RX90. Then we could move it a little back here. Yes, a little bit more back. Then just put the material this here. Now we have this cloud here, right? Then you should add a new material and then assign this. Now, what should we do here is that how can we add layers onto this cloud, like color? How can we add different layers of color here, right? In just one setup. So, of course, we need to change this color, right? So, of course, it will be orange, something like that. Next, we need to make this brighter. What if we try it in 100, 50? Yes, 50 is enough, but I think we should make the saturation. Alright, this is enough, or this is good for now. Okay, but how can we add another color on top of it or below on it? So, hmm, we could try another layer of this, all of this. So, what we could do here is to copy this. Then, let's try this first. Let's differ the color here. I don't know why does it load, but I haven't even connected it. So, let's try this. What will happen? And let's see it first. What will happen? Okay. Now, as you can see, there are two different colors now. If we multiply this, probably the darker colors will on the top of each other, which we need that one. So let's see. Okay, so it does not work. So let's try add. Because maybe this the dominant color in this setup. So that's why only green appears. So now, as you can see, what if we set this into something? Alright, now I know it. So we need to set this a lot more in value. For example, 200. Something like that. Next, of course, we're just testing the setup first. What if we add another color again, right? Or what happens if we move this? Probably the color on the front or the color Now, now I think I know it. Then let's add a base color on this, all of this. So let's put it here in the bottom. And by the way, we should be fixing this so that we would be organized. Then next, we could make this color pink first so that we could identify what color is the layer of it. All right. Then let's connect it again here by making this add. Then let's see the result first. Because we want our clouds to have three colors on it and like a painted texture. So let's see it first. Okay, so it does not work now. So I think this can work if, okay, let's try to make this 100. Then what we could do here is to remove the edges here. So we could set this into UV. Let's see it to UV as well. Let's check it first. By the way, remember to save your file. Okay. So yes, is that not work? I think we need a gradient texture here. Like here. This one here. Okay. Now I think this would work now. Then let's scale it. Oh. So this means that we should completely add this, right? Okay. So that it would be controlled as well. Next. How could we remove the clouds there? So what we could do here, by the way, let's make this a little bit something like this. So what we could do here is to try the scaling first, or the location of the Voronoi. Let's try the location of the Voronoi. Okay, so the Voronoi is the culprit here. So what if we will decrease the scale of Voronoi, something like this, and locate it a little bit here, and maybe the scale. Let's make it bigger until you get the perfect combination, right? Then let's decrease the pink so that does not appear on the edge. So I think this is enough for one variety of our clouds. So the pink one will be like orange. So let's make this a 100. Then the blue one, which is the yellow, that appears as yellow. We could make this. Hmm. Let's try black first or white. Then the yellow, we could try a little bit of blue here. We could make this 200. So overall, we have a one variety of cloud here. That looks like a painted texture, and we're not done yet. We need to scale this middle part here. Something like this. Then we should scale it in the, yes, in the y-axis. Something like that. The same as here in this noise texture. We should also increase it in y-axis. Now we have a cloud, right? Stretch this, something like that. Then what we could do next is something like this. And what if we try the, is there a distortion here? No, there's. Then yes, here another thing that I would like to make is, what if we try to make this darker, right? Or bluish. Let's make it more bluish. Yes, this is good. But let's make it darker. I think yes, this is enough. Then let's reduce the add here. So now we have a cool cloud, sunset cloud, right? Then we could enlarge this or extend it like this. Add some loop cuts. Then what happens if you move here? See, now we have cool clouds. But of course, this is not finished. This is just one layer of our clouds, right? Or I mean, one variety of our clouds. And we will make better clouds than this. Then another thing that I noticed is that we need clouds that look or have like this, right? Something like this, not just an abstract clouds like this. So we need a cloud like this. So how could we make that variety of cloud? So I think we need to add a UV on that thing, on that cloud, so that the shape of our plane will follow, or the texture will follow the shape of our plane. So for that, let's try doing this. Now that we have this cloud here, what we could make here is that we need to make the transparency a little bit more or another, or we could just add another layer of here, right? But before that, we should try to add a hue saturation here. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to change that, but it's fine. Just simply click this. Let's wait for a while. Click this, then assign, then name this as 3, clouds 3. and save your file. Then what if we adjust the value of this, or the saturation, right? Or the U. Of course, let's adjust the saturation first. So what I want to happen here is to add like a volume here. But so now what I did here is I just copy and paste my volumetric clouds from my another anime project, yeah, which is the Weathering with You. So you could just simply do this, add a mesh, and edit it with proportional editing, enable the volume. Then after that, this is the modifier of my volume. I added two volume displays and mesh to volume. I mean three volume displays. Then what you could do here is, wait a minute. Now let's try to make this black. So we could add a density on it, but we could make the color a little bit something like this. Then we could make the density around 2. Then we could make this bigger. And by the way, this might lag your PC because it is a volumetric. Then let's make this a little bit color orange with a little bit higher of value. And yeah, this is fine. Now, excuse me. Now that we have another variety of our clouds, let's go with our fourth variety of clouds. And I think that will be a something like this again, but a more opaque texture. And it's focused more on orange, something like that. So how could we do that? So yeah, let's probably add a plane here again, RX 90. Then yeah, let's just simply, copy this. Then let's change this into Cloud 4. Now it is already Cloud 4. So what we could do here is to, let's add some tweaks first, and let's change the color of this as well. And we should put this in front. So what we could do here is to decrease the scale of, yeah, I think, yeah, this is fine. Let's just change the color here. Could make this 0.8. 0.9, 0.95. So yeah, it should be really 0.99. So what can we do here, right? All right, now I've just discovered a better technique on this. We could technically do this. Yeah, let's just reduce the red color. Or we could just increase the blue color here. Or yeah, we could just bring this down. Yeah, technically, yeah. This is looking good. But of course, let's make this a little bit darker, like 1.5 first. Or 1. Yeah, this is technically good now. Then overall, I think let's try to make this smaller. Yeah, I mean this is good now. But we could just make this one or 0.5. Yeah. Next, we'll be focusing on these clouds here. So what we could do here is to add a cloud texture here, but in a blue color now. So how could we do that, right? So what I'm thinking is that let's, because it is a dark color, right? The clouds in the upper part will be dark color. So I think this should be the solution, which is the volumetric clouds. So yeah, let's shift D. Shift D once again. Make this bigger. Something like this. Wait a minute. Before that, you need to select both of them and alright. Now, let's hide this 3 mesh. Then focus on volume 1. We should make this darkish brown or darkish gray. Something like this. A little bit of greenish. Yes. Then before continuing on to that, we should fix this now. Then let's hide this first. We should now focus on these items, which we will be making this into like 0.9. I mean 0.99 or 0.99, 0.995. Yeah, this is good. This is enough. Now let's make the strands of the arc clouds thinner or more noisy. So how could we do that? Now, just shape it here. And after we shape it, by the way, yes, you can set colors on it. So, by the way, we need to shape it first. Then, after shaping the layout of the clouds, we could now move on to randomizing each cloud here so that it would look more natural. Move this here. Let's move this. Delete this. something like this. Let's give it a test render. Now, it looks really cool. Now, let's randomize each cloud here. Now, let's randomize each cloud here. So, this might take a while because we'll be going to be a little bit perfectionist here. So, not that perfectionist, but you know. So just copy what I do here. Now we could set this into 4D. By the way, we're going to set all of this into 4D later on, so that we could randomize it a little bit faster. Let's wait for it. Let's give a test render first. Yeah, looks good. I love how these clouds are better in the render. And now, finally, we're a little bit done on the background. And for me, this is enough. Uh, but of course, we're not done yet. We're not even halfway onto our whole scene. So, bear with me. Just select the mountains, then, just rotate it anywhere you want. Just rotate it in the Z axis. Right. Excuse me. So, what I'm thinking here is that select all the landscape here. Then, let's scale it into the X. Yeah, that's better. Next, like I've said before, we will add a layer here or a composition in the front. So, going back to the front, so it is the number 2. Now send this into the front almost with the same side of the mountains, then make it big. Now as you can see, if I drag it, you could see that the color of the mountains change, right? Now we need this. But we need a little bit of orange here. So let's try adding some light here. Never mind, we're just going to add a new composition once again here so that we could really see it. Oh yeah, for that, add a new material, then set the composition onto there. Then let's preview this. Then let's change this into spherical. Then let's look at where will this appear. Now, as you can see, it works. Next, what should we do is to hmm. I'm thinking about adding some clouds here, but I think this is enough as of the moment because our sun will have light rays or sun rays as well. So our next part will be the modeling details like this one and like this one. And let's fix the poles here. Then after that, we could also add some new modeling objects like a but it's a free model that we will get from CG Trader once again. So next part will be modeling objects and details. So see you there.